Can you share anything in Czech? Do you have any Czech words that you learned?
This one I'm gonna fail miserably.
U.S. ambassador secretly working with Ruličkáři, finally caught on tape. I really do hope you have that.
I've got a great deal. It's 50% fee, it's fine.
Jsme na malé straně v parádním baru, který bych vám strašně rád doporučil k návštěvě. Jako zadarmo pinčes, fotbálek, kulec si můžete zahrát a pravděpodobně i to pivo je tady zadara. Bohužel vám toto místo k návštěvě úplně doporučit nemůžu, protože věřte tomu nebo ne, se nacházíme v podzemním krytu americké ambasády. Jmenuje se tady Dobrý den a skutečně, když by byl nějaký poplach, tak zaměstnanci se tady sejdou. No ale my tady nejsme ani kvůli pivu, ani kvůli tomu, aby jsme si zahráli pinčes nebo fotbálek, ale aby jsme probrali kulturní rozdíly mezi náma, Čechama, a Američanama. A já většinou tohle téma probírám sám, kdy někde sedím a popisuju své zážitky z cest po Americe společně s Honzíkem, ale tentokrát si přizveme jednoho Američana. A toho jednoho, který tady v naší zemi Ameriku reprezentuje. A tím je americký velvyslanec. We're here with Bijan Sabah, the U.S. ambassador. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having us at your beautiful embassy.
Welcome.
You have a pretty cool view.
It's pretty great.
You've been an ambassador for almost 2 years now, and we want to run through some cultural differences that our countries share or do not share. So you've talked about a lot how you got the phone call from the White House. So they call you and they're like, you're going to be a U.S. ambassador to
The Czech Republic.
Oh, so you knew that up front? So you were not surprised?
No, I was. I really was. I was thrilled. Yeah, absolutely.
What did you know about the country?
You know, I knew, of course, the Czech Republic is an important NATO ally. I knew the history going back to 1918 between our two countries. I knew certainly Václav Havel, but then I just started studying like crazy. I read Madeleine Albright's books. I talked to people I knew that had been to the country, American Czechs. So I just studied.
Okay, but what was the first stereotype that popped in your head?
Stereotype?
Or like, Czech Republic equals this.
You know, I guess let me say it a little differently. I met people that told me things. You know, I know Czech American friends that said, you know, you should be aware of X, Y, and Z. Some of those were true. Some of those I had no idea like what they really meant. And other things I think they were wrong.
What did they tell you to be aware of?
You know, they said Czechs like beer.
You don't fear that. You just
I knew it, but I have to say it's a little bit it's of course accurate. Czechs like beer, yes, but it's more than that. The community in pubs is not just drinking. It's hanging out with friends for a long period of time. You know, I think the U.S. beer culture is different, and I like the Czech culture. You know, you and I have had a beer in a
couple
pub,
times,
and it's not just drinking. We're spending time together. It's great.
Making U.S. ambassador drunk since 2021. Vzal jsem pana velvyslance i do dějické nádražky, což jeho bezpečnost nikdy se nesmí dozvědět. Speaking of Madeleine Albright and Václav Havel, any other Czechs you knew prior to coming here?
Knew personally, no, but of course, you know, Jágr is like a legend in the U.S. and in the Czech Republic. One of my heroes, I will say, because I'm a hobbyist, photography hobbyist, is a photographer named Josef Koudelka. He has these famous pictures of when the Soviet tanks came in '68, and I had a chance to meet him. And I met him at his flat in Prague, and it was I was so grateful for the time, and he actually let me take his portrait.
Nice.
Yeah. Look, I have to say I've been very lucky. I've been now here 2 years, and I love hiking. So hiking up in Ústí and Liberec has been really special. I've skied in this country. I've done mushroom hunting in this country. So for me,
we really did a number on you. I'm sorry.
I really you know, consider this my second home.
Okay, wow. Living in Prague, 5 places you can recommend to American tourists coming here.
Okay. Well, you know, some of them are obvious ones, you know, we should talk about, but you have to see it. You have to walk across the Charles Bridge at sunrise. I think you should. I think it's a magical place.
Okay.
The castle is clearly a must. I also like some of the other neighborhoods. Like I love grabbing a coffee in Smíchov because to me it just feels like a very special place. I like Karlín a lot. There's a bakery there, Eska Bakery. Maybe you know this place. It's
I know the place, okay, but I'm honestly,
if you need help on your channel, you let me know. But you know, for me, getting into these neighborhoods, you know, clearly Malá is amazing, but you know, getting into these different neighborhoods in Prague is what I really encourage all Americans who come here. It's not just Prague 1 and 2. You have to go explore. This is a very safe place. Go wander. You know, you can't get lost in a way that's dangerous or scary. You can even eat the mushrooms here if you bring a Czech friend.
Not this one, please. Don't eat this mushroom, okay? It's poisonous.
And I also really encourage people to get outside of Prague. You know, whether it's places like Český Krumlov, yeah, you know, these are touristy, but it's also just to see other parts of the country. On the way to Český Krumlov, stop at a little village, grab a svíčková and meet some people and you won't forget it.
Strašně se omlouvám, že přerušuju tohle zajisté skvělý video s sponzorským vzkazem, ale jsem právě u Eiffelovy věže, takže to je ideální ilustrační záběr, abych vám vysvětlil, jak funguje partner-sponzor dnešní epizody, kterým je Surfshark, jednoduchý plugin do vašeho prohlížeče, apka do vašeho telefonu nebo do jakéhokoliv zařízení, který používáte, která vás virtuálně přemístí kamkoliv na světě, třeba i sem pod krásku nad Senou. Díky tomu můžete obejít různý geoblokace webových stránek streamovacích služeb, které třeba u nás v České republice nejsou dostupné, jsou dostupné jenom třeba ve Francii nebo v Německu nebo v Americe. Vy jednoduše zvolíte tuhle zem, kterou chcete a ejhle, najednou je vám stránka k dispozici. Když použijete tenhle krásný QR kód, kterým jsem jenom na chvilku zakryl Eiffelovu věž, tak dostanete 4 měsíce navíc služby zdarma. Jděte na surfshark.com/kluci z Prahy a nezapomeňte, že Surfshark můžete využívat na neomezeném počtu zařízení. Díky moc a já se vracím zpátky tam, kde jsme to přerušili. Mr. Ambassador, I've heard that you really like our country, and you've just proved that. So if you want to stay, you can get the citizenship. Obviously, you know the president, so you can just ring him to get the Czech citizenship.
I don't think that's how it works, but I'll allow the question.
I don't know how these things work. But if you want to get the Prague citizenship, you got to ring the honest guide, which would be me. And I got to run the quick, can you become a Prague citizenship test with you? Or have you become a Prague local?
Okay.
All right.
A little nervous.
Well, let's try. Can you show what a normal size of coffee is?
Normal kava, you know, maybe this.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Wow. Have you tried absinthe?
I have not.
That's good. That's very good. That's the right answer for becoming a local in Prague. Can you tell the time from the astronomical clock?
Yes.
You can?
Yeah. I think Adam showed me.
Oh, okay. That's the first wrong question because people of Prague do not know how to tell the time from the astronomical clock.
I'm pretty sure Adam, I know he showed us, yeah.
We should have done this at the astronomical clock, so we would ask you. If somebody tells you, let's meet at Stalin, where do you meet?
Oof. I mean, it's a good question. I would, you know, maybe at the metronome?
Yes, wow,
Yeah,
wow,
right.
really good.
All right.
Okay, so there was a statue of Stalin, that's why we still refer to it as that. So Stalin had a statue there. Who else had a statue at Stalin?
The king of pop.
You know that?
I know that.
Wow, how do you know that?
Because it's a known thing.
That's impressive. Yes, yeah. Michael Jackson had a statue overlooking Prague to announce his concert. You've mentioned svíčková.
Yeah.
What kind of dumplings?
Oh, there's only one answer. You have to do bread dumpling. Knedlik.
Wow.
Yeah. What would you do?
Well, no, that's correct.
Okay.
No, but there's also potato dumplings and chlupatý.
No.
Wow, that's I'm actually impressed. Wow, that's very good. We were thinking of how to edit this not to make him look bad if he doesn't know the answer to the dumplings, and he just nailed it. Accept or decline conversion?
Well, I'm cheating because I watched your videos over and over and over again. So you have to take the local Czech currency. Always.
That's very right. Decline, always decline. How much is 1 kilo?
Well, it's not 1,000. It's 100.
Wow, very good. If it costs bura, how much is that?
5 crowns.
How do you know this? I'm actually impressed. Okay, Mr. Ambassador, you would pass the test to become a Prague local, so congratulations. We'll make sure to get you a little Prague pass. But I have a couple more here.
Right.
Fill in the blank. Czechs are?
Kind.
Wow, thank you. Trdelník is or is not? This is up to you to decide.
This is a painful question. Here's what I know. It's not Czech.
There you go.
It's 100% not Czech. I think it's Romanian, but it is not Czech.
Learned the hard way. Best beer is?
Whew, I mostly drink Pilsner, but a friend of mine took me to Matuska, and it's pretty great. Yeah.
You could say Budweiser to please both nations here.
It's the story there.
So after living here for quite some time and you observed us as nation, would you consider these stereotypes to be true or false?
Okay.
Czechs never smile.
No, that's false.
That's false, okay.
Of course, yeah.
Czechs wear socks and sandals.
I've seen it. I've seen it, yeah.
It's real. They're out there in the wilderness. They're picking mushrooms. They don't smile and they do wear socks and sandals.
Yeah. But I think there's a method to it.
Okay.
There's a reason.
We're beer lovers.
Yes.
And we are not self-confident.
I don't know if I would say that. I would say there's some Czech modesty that's unique, but it's not a self-confidence thing. I think Czechs are I mean, everybody's different, of course, and unique, but as a culture, I think Czechs are proud, but just a little bit more reserved. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Can you share anything in Czech? Do you have any Czech words that you learned?
This one I'm going to fail miserably.
No, anything. Ahoy, do you know ahoy?
Ahoy, yes. Děkuji moc, Janek, yes.
Thank you very much, Janek. This was a pleasure. Dobrý?
Good.
Jo? Thank you so much. Pravděpodobně vás nepustí do všech zákoutí a útrop americké ambasády, jako pustili nás. Nicméně ambasádu, tedy konzulární sekci její, můžete navštívit, pokud budete potřebovat v Americe třeba studovat anebo pracovat. Pokud jenom navštěvujete jako turista, tak sem chodit nemusíte, stačí vyplnit online estu. Bacha, tohle je jediná správná adresa, kde to vyplňovat a udělejte to včas. V obou případech mluvím z osobní a vlastní zkušenosti. Ale pro mě to byl velký zážitek dostat se do místa, na který jsem vždycky koukal někde z Prahy a hlavně konečně vidět, že z Mikuláše, z věže, skutečně mohli tehdejší tajní policisté komunistické policie šmírovat na to, co se děje na zahradě americké ambasády. Tak vždycky jsem ten příběh vyprávěl tam z věže, ale nikdy jsem to neviděl tady z toho pohledu. Bylo strašně příjemné povídat si s americkým velvyslancem a bylo hezký poslouchat pozitivní věci nejen o naší zemi, ale i o nás, o Češích a jeho pozitivní zážitky. Ať jsem se snažil sebe víc z něj dostat nějaký negativní zážitek, žádný jsem z něj nedostal a myslím si, že to nebyla jenom diplomatická jeho tvář, myslím si, že to byla i jeho upřímnost. Jaký jsou vaše zkušenosti s kulturníma rozdílama, ať už s Amerikou a náma, nebo s jakýmkoliv jiným státem? Připojte se do diskuze, anebo zajděte na Honest Guide verzi tohohle z toho videa, která je v angličtině a můžete tam amíkům napsat, na co se tady u nás v Čechách můžou těšit. A anglické slovíčko na závěr vás nenaučím já, ale tiskový mluvčí americké ambasády Don. A to slovíčko je...
Den.
Je v krytu dobrý den.
No, dobrý den.
A co znamená teda den?
Well, den in English is not like a day as it is in Czech. A den refers to either a small home for an animal, like an animal den, or if you're talking about a human residence, it's usually the room where people gather to do relaxing activities, watching television, talking, reading. So that would be a den. Thus, our dobrý den at the American Embassy is a play on the phrase with Czech, a good day, but also a good relaxing room for the Americans.
Like a man cave.
Yes, it's like a man cave. A man cave is an outstanding example of a den.
Don to vysvětlil dlouhou cestou, já si prostě myslím, že to je doupě. Je to doupě?
Doupě.
Doupě? Do you know what a doupě is?
No, I don't know what doupě.
Okay, we'll discuss that later.
All right.
It's dope. Dope, it's spelled dope, so I mean it would qualify.